Well, hello, everyone. I think it's been about a week or two since we were live. And today I'm coming on here to show you one of my favorite AI tools. It is Gamma. And the reason I'm doing this is I was starting to create a presentation for my live soap school folks, and it's all about Substack because that's what I've been spending a lot of time doing. Craig, good to see you on the Substack side. I do have to have that on another window so that I can actually see who's watching on Substack. Um, just for a bit of an update, because I know the last one was a little bit emotional, the last live stream, we are 5 days away from ringing the bell, but that is not what we are here to talk about. We are here to talk about productivity. And the reason for that is many people have to create presentations for various things. That could be for a course they're teaching, it could be for a presentation they have to do at work, in school, wherever it is. And the tools that we used to have, like PowerPoint and Google Slides, they still work. But the problem is, we are often just looking at a blank screen, and then you have to kind of do an outline and all of that. I do have a strategy for creating different outlines and things like that. My biggest tip is to always begin, begin with the end in mind. What do you want people to walk away from your presentation once they're done? And then you can work backwards. The problem with using the tools that we have historically used, like Google Slides or PowerPoint or Keynote, is that you have to build it all. So not only do you have to create the content, but you also have to design it. You want it to kind of look good. You don't want it to look like your third grader put it together for you. So you try and do things that make it feel a little more humanistic so that you can spend more time with the delivery of it, sharing your ideas and actually having a finished product that you can be proud of while you are standing next to it presenting. So, what I'm going to do on this particular episode, and I'm going to start a series which is called There's an AI for That. While I was away, I got a chance to explore everything from content creation to podcasting to websites, all of that. And so, what I've realized, especially for me, is number one, it does save time. Number two, it allows me to express creativity in a way that I previously could not. And number three, so many people are either unsure about using AI or they're overwhelmed by, oh, there's a tool for this, there's a tool for that. What you have to do and understand is that you choose what it is that you want to create and then find the tool that will help you to do that thing. And so we're going to do that by demonstrating how quickly we go from an outline. Remember, I said we start with the end in mind, and then we're going to put that into Gamma. So if you're watching this on the replay or live, you let me know if you have ever heard of Gamma. So my plan, so you know, we're going to begin with the end in mind. We're going to build a quick deck on the benefits of Substack. So you're getting a 2-for-1 in this one. If you haven't heard of Substack, I'm going to cover a little bit of that in the presentation. And that's for people to kind of see like what what even is Substack, and if you're a handmade product maker in particular, why you should be taking a really close look at this platform. And then I've also prepared a template and a tutorial pack that walks through everything that I'm showing today, step by step, plus the prompts that you can use. Again, prompts is like AI 101. But if you're still struggling with that, I'm going to show you some basic ones. So my paid subscribers on my Substack can grab it instantly right after the stream. So I'm going to put it up there. So most people, like I said, they get stuck at a blank screen. We're not looking at blank screens in 2025 and beyond. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. And if you have questions while I'm going along, be sure to put them in the chat. And if you miss the live stream, you can always put them in the chat. I get a notification. My phone is always dinging, and I always respond when I get those messages. So here we're looking at a outline that I did. And again, if you're stuck with doing an outline, Gamma makes it super simple where you can just generate from a single prompt. Like I want to do a presentation on Substack. Now you should give it a little bit more information than that, but and whatever. No judgment here. But this was the outline that I created. So I have a title slide, the problem, why Substack, the core benefits that I think handmade business owners should be aware of. We also are going to be talking about real world use cases. So, what they can do with Substack, the payoff, and then a call to action. What do you want people to do? Right. So, we're going to go into Gamma. And Gamma is an AI generation tool. It allows you to either paste in text. So, that's what we're going to do with our outline. You can generate it from a prompt, just one line of what it is that you want to create. Or maybe you've written an ebook or some kind of a file or another presentation that you just want it to look better. You can import that into Gamma so that it can enhance it for you. And they've just recently released this template feature. So let's say that you have a standard flow of how you want things to go. So I'm going to choose the paste in text option. And as you can see, not only does it create presentations, it'll create a web page, it'll create a document, it'll even create social posts for you. So I'm going to go and I'm going, oh, you can't see it. Guys, you got to tell me when you can't see what I'm showing. You got to tell me in the chat. Like, Zakia, you're still on table one, right? So let me just copy this. And then I'm going to come over to Gamma and make sure that I share this tab instead. And I know there's a little bit of a delay, so I'm going to slow down a bit. Let me go back. Yeah, my bad, guys. I didn't mean to do that to you all. Okay, it came over. So this is what I was sharing. You can create by pasting in your text, generating from a one-line prompt, or importing a file. So I'm going to choose paste in text. And up here is where it says, well, what do you want to create with the text that you're about to paste in? Presentation, web page, document, or even social media content. This is really important down here because generally it will go to the default. Um, if you're only going to be presenting on screen, you could leave it on default, but traditional, like the 16:9 is what most people are used to with presentations. So I'm going to select that one. And then I'm going to just paste in that outline. This is the only thing I've done so far. And then what I can do is I can go generate from notes or an outline, which is what we're choosing. You can also have it summarize a long document, or you want it to preserve exactly what you have here and just make it look good. I just wanted to generate it from these notes because it's a rough draft. And when I go ahead and click on continue to the prompt, it's now going to configure it based on what it saw in my outline. So you can tell it, I want it to be minimal, concise, detailed, or extensive. I'm going to keep it on detailed because we can always take away if it's too much. And then who is it writing for? So it looked at my outline and it knew this is for handmade business owners seeking sustainable marketing and deeper customer relationships. It also knew that this was written in English. It can do other languages as well. What tone? Based on how I wrote this, I think it got it spot on. I'm very warm, I'm very encouraging, and definitely practical, hands on what you can apply. And then it's saying, okay, for the visuals, what theme do you want us to use? So I like this little blue here. I don't know if they have a red. Let's view more. Standard. Let's see. Do they have an orange? And the only reason I'm going with orange because that's on brand with Substack. And you can also customize these templates as well. But if there's one that you really like, you can choose that one and it gives you a preview. I knew I had an orange one in here, but maybe not. So let's go with, we wanted to kind of look semi-professional. Like that, like the retro vibes with that one. There's also Nova. Uh, all right, I'm just going to go with Nova because I'll be all day selecting a theme. So I've picked my theme, and then it's saying, okay, what source do you want us to use for your images to go along with your presentation? So you can do stock photos, web images, or AI. I always choose AI images. I do have a problem with the AI images. They are not very diverse. For whatever reason, you have to go in and specifically say that you want diverse characters, or otherwise, they're always going to be of a particular background. So we always have to go in and edit, but that's okay. And then what style of image would you like? Photo, illustrated, abstract, 3D. We're going to go with photorealistic. And then you can also add some keywords in there. I'm going to just go ahead and say generate. Now, while that's generating, let me come back here and make sure I haven't missed anything. While that's generating, what we do is we get or slide by slide, card by card, everything that we put in there. Now, this one, um, it's better than looking at a blank screen, which is so, so important. And then you're going to see that we're not stuck with what it gives us. We can go in and then edit slide by slide, infuse our voice, infuse the key points that we want to share, which is really, really important too. So let's let that keep on generating. Let me come and check the chat. Zakia, you're always teaching. I know. It's where I get my joy, is what I'm telling you all. And so we're watching this in action. We pasted that outline in. And again, I asked for 10 slides. You can have up to 50, 100 slides. Like there is now, nobody's going to sit through your 100 slide presentation. So please don't do that to your viewers, but it's really important. So now that we have that, let's come up here really quickly and see what it generated. So I have the card view over here, and noticed it knew that there was a handmade business owner. So she's in her little work studio. She has a camera, she has her light, and she has her products on the table and a camera. So that's pretty good. The challenge of staying visible in a noisy and digital world. Now, I don't like, this is a lot of text. People aren't going to sit through and read that. So we can click on edit with AI, or let's go to card styling. And I'm going to say, make this more visual. And it opens up an agent. Now, this is a new feature that it also entered. So maybe I don't, so it's editing the card. But in the meantime, I can be conversational with it in order to say, I don't really like the algorithm overwhelm. People don't know what that means. So look, what it does is it made the card more visual with illustrative images, and I don't really know that I like those, but lost in the feed, overwhelming tools, and seeking connection. Then you can just go in and update it with what it is that you would like to share with your audience. Additionally, you can make it yours. A lot of people like to have their logo in the bottom. So, what we can do is if we click up here, logos, colors, and fonts. Sorry, guys, didn't mean to do that. Page setup. And I'm going to add an element. And when I click on this plus sign, I can go to theme logo, and I'm going to grab a logo. Thought I had one up here. Bam. Open. Save to the theme. All right, where's my logo? It's making a liar out of me. I am live. You got to do it. Oh, I didn't actually save. There we go. So now that will show up at the bottom. You can also have page numbers and things like that as well. So now my logo is there. You can also say if I want my font to be larger, right? Sometimes you have people that, well, not people, myself included, where they can't actually read what's there. So you can make the font larger so that it appears. And then you just continue to scroll through and add. So AI will adapt to your brand that way. So in under 5 minutes, we went from idea to outline to a branded presentation for handmade business owners. This same workflow works for workshops, tutorials, presentations, launch announcements, all of it. So I'm hoping, let me come back here so I can actually see what you're saying. I always, what app is this? Hello, hello, how are you? This is Gamma. It's so great to see you doing well. We will talk real soon. Fantastic work. No problem. Thank you for being here, Donald. Good morning, Curtis. I'm sorry I missed your comments. I was screen sharing. Um, this is Gamma. Gamma.app is the name of it, and it works beautifully. There's tons of templates for it. I have done proposals with it, presentations to economic development corporations. So it is really, really powerful. And what I want people to understand is it stops you. I don't know if you're like me, but sometimes, let me come back here so I can see you all. Sometimes I would go in and I have all these ideas in my head, but I get stopped short in my tracks when it comes time to actually formatting it and making it look a certain way or anything like that. This particular tool makes it easy for me to say, well, this is my idea or this is my outline. Make it look nice. Once it makes it look nice, what I can then do is go in and add my Zakia sauce or my live soap school sauce or my business tech lab sauce, whatever audience I am building for, I'm not staring at a blank page. And so where you will shine with it, right? You don't just take the AI that's given to you, right? The AI that's given to you is never exactly what you would say or how you would say it. What you do is you then go through card by card and tweak it for what you want it to say. So maybe some of you are saying that's just way too much text that you had on there. So you wouldn't choose the one that gave you um, longer content. You would do the one that was more concise. Maybe you just want bullet points so that you can riff during your presentation and you don't want people just staring at the slides. So I hope if you do want to try this out, I've put together or putting together the full template pack and tutorial pack. So it includes some advanced gamma prompts for presentations, web pages, and even for your social media content. My paid subscribers on my Substack, the human side of AI and Maker's Flow, you're going to be able to access it when this becomes live. Or you can, and if you're not on Substack, I would be remiss. Hold on, let's pull that up. Make sure that you subscribe to my Substack. There is a QR code there. I think I had a caption. Yeah. You can subscribe to my Substack everywhere online. I am Zakia Ringgold, but you can either scan that QR code, which is there, and that will take you to my Substack. Subscription is free. You can subscribe for free, but there's additional paid tiers. And what we're doing there is we're exploring about 50 different AI tools. I don't want you to use all 50. I just want you to see what is available so that you can kind of expand what it is that you're creating on a day-to-day basis. So be sure to scan the QR code or check the link right here, substack.com/@Zakia Ringgold. And this will turn into a newsletter, even a podcast, and all of that. But I was remiss because what I did not share with you all is why should a handmade business owner actually use Substack? Well, there's number one, a direct connection. When someone subscribes to your Substack, you own that relationship. Unlike every other social media platform, they give you the name and the email address so that you can stay connected. There's all types of publishing options. If you want to write, you can write. If you want to speak, you can host a podcast. If you want to do video like I'm doing right now, this is going to show up in my feed. But the beauty of it is what blew me away with it is as soon as this Substack or presentation is over, Substack is going to provide me with ready to use assets that I can then share across all of my social media platform without me having to recreate it all over again. Additionally, it has community tools. So you can have community chats, and then you can also monetize it from day one in terms of subscriptions or driving people to your offers. Specifically for handmade makers, you can share studio updates, product announcements, tutorials. All of these things are what I am now going to be exploring on Substack. So, if you want to see a real world example of how this works or how it can work, especially if you own a handmade business owner, I'm hoping that you will subscribe on Substack. So, I've gone over the 10 minutes by double. So, I'm going to get on off of here, but thank you so much for joining me live. Thank you for all of your thoughts, your prayers, your warm wishes. All of them do not go unnoticed. And I just want to say thank you so very much. Thank you for everything. And I'll see you on the next episode. I'm Zakia Ringgold. Bye, everybody.